It's finally happening. YouTube finally has a legitimate competitor that can actually compete with them if taken seriously, and that is actually Twitter. Twitter, I'm not going to call it X, I'm sorry. Twitter has already been having video sharing as a part of their platform for a while now, but now they're going to be increasing creator revenue that is generated not only from videos, but just normal tweets as well. So as I'm sure you guys know, Elon Musk owns and runs Twitter, and he was talking about the fact that you can actually get way more money on YouTube than you can on other video sharing platforms and other social medias in general. In October, he actually highlighted that Twitter was underpaying its creators. Musk wrote, "No, the issue is that we're underpaying and not allocating payment accurately enough." And then he actually even pointed out YouTube and said YouTube is doing a much better job. So they do have a creator monetization program right now, which I will be showing you guys in a second. But now they're actually going to be increasing payouts to Twitter users. And remember, a lot of the YouTube competitors at the moment, or they're trying to compete with YouTube and none of them are succeeding, are platforms like Vimeo, Rumble, Dailymotion, Odyssey, and most of them are their own companies that they started with the purpose of video sharing and video sharing only, meaning they don't all have the funding that YouTube does by being backed by Google. Yes, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook technically compete with YouTube too, but nobody really goes on those platforms as like, oh, let me try to upload long form videos and make money from them. I'm sure some people do, but most people look at YouTube for that type of platform. But now Elon Musk is saying he's going to try to get people on Twitter to get paid more. I can never really trust what he says because he's always very flip-floppy on everything that he does. But he did make a tweet response to this tweet that said, "If I were at X or Elon, I'd crank creator payouts way, way, way high up. Maybe even more than YouTube. You can eat the cost to try to win AGI because the platform that actually pay will be the only ones that will have any authoritative content left once the LLMs finish eating the rest of the internet's homework, which they have already done for the most part. Grok's differentiator is this." Elon replied yesterday and said, "Okay, let's do it, but rigorously enforcing no gaming of the system." Or in Elon Musk's case, paying someone else to play a game for you, pretending like you're doing it and trying to win over the gaming community support. But regardless, even though I'm not really happy that it's Twitter and that it's Elon Musk that are trying to buck up at YouTube, at least someone is trying to provide YouTube some sort of competition. So now we're going to get into the differences between the two of them, how you get monetized on each platform and how much you actually get paid on each platform. So starting off with Twitter, so I actually do have Twitter Blue. I actually went over to the dark side, and the reason why I did so is because pretty much every single time I tweet with a verified check mark, I get way more impressions, likes, retweets than I ever did. And I'm a nobody anyway, so it doesn't really matter in my case. But because of Elon Musk's announcement and because I've heard they have a creator monetization program, I've actually been trying to fulfill the requirements myself. Now, what are those requirements, you might ask? Well, if you have a blue check mark, aka you pay for Twitter Blue or whatever the hell they call it, I don't know, just go over here and press premium and it'll show you your requirements for how to get monetized. If you click analytics over here, you can see your impressions by day, how many follows you've gotten, how many posts, replies, and stuff. Mine's all on a downswing because, like I said, I'm irrelevant. But basically, what you need in one of your requirements is having 500 verified followers. This, to be honest, I find to be a very weird goal, and I'll explain why in a little bit. But if you go over to Creator Studio and you press revenue sharing over here, it'll tell you what the requirements are to make money off of Twitter. So number one, getting verified. So you have to actually pay for Twitter Premium or whatever. I don't even know what it's called. You have to actually pay for Twitter Premium to be monetized on Twitter. Then you need the 500 premium followers, which, like I said, this is weird. And the reason why this is weird is because I don't know any other website that has that type of requirement. Oh, you don't need this amount of followers. You need this amount of paying followers. I feel like that's kind of weird, but regardless. Then number three is you need to have at least 5 million impressions on your post within the last 3 months. So basically just rage bait people. I'm kind of kidding. I'm kind of not. That's actually what everyone does on Twitter to make their money. But regardless, I've just been tweeting about YouTube and just making fun of YouTube, and that seems to work well for me. And then you have to verify your identity. So in terms of this, I assume you have to provide them some sort of identification in terms of like an ID or whatever. That's a whole other thing. I mean, but that one, if you're going to get monetized by a platform, pretty much every single platform is going to require that because they need to know exactly who you are. But getting back to the 500 premium followers thing, I actually tweeted about this where I was saying like, oh, I feel like this is kind of like a weird requirement, right? Like it doesn't matter how many total followers you have, just how many blue checkmark followers you have. So theoretically, you could have 1 million followers on Twitter, but if at least 500 of those followers don't pay for Twitter Blue or Twitter Premium, you cannot get monetized. I find that to be incredibly weird. And I did see some people in the replies being like, oh, no, that's not a weird requirement because how does Twitter make their money? Okay, first of all, Twitter does have ads. There's a lot of ads on Twitter. And the second thing is people were saying, oh, well, YouTube has that same thing for their monetization as well or something similar. No, they don't. YouTube does not have anything like that. YouTube's monetization requirements, I remember talking about this when this became a thing, are as follows. So first of all, if you want early access, meaning fan funding, so basically people can donate to you or sign up for memberships on your channel, you need 500 subscribers, at least 3 videos, 3K hours of watch time, or 3 million shorts views. For full monetization, which is what everybody wants on YouTube, you need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. It's been like that for a very long time. But notice how it's not 1,000 paid followers or something. It's not like you need 1,000 people to sign up for a channel membership or something. It's just 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. So YouTube doesn't have anything like that where they need some sort of premium members to be following you for you to get monetization. That was the thing that I was pointing out about Twitter, which I thought was really weird, because it's like, okay, well, why does my total number of followers not matter? It's only 500 premium followers that they require. Now, in terms of how much money you can actually make on Twitter once you do get monetized, it really depends. I mean, obviously you can work with sponsorships and brands and stuff like that as well, but we can do a little bit of a rough estimate with websites like this. So basically, if you have a certain amount of RPM, so that's basically revenue per milli, that's basically how much money you get per 1,000 impressions. Looks like 85 is like the standard here. So let's say you get 1 million impressions a day, at least 1 million people scroll past one of your tweets, right? You would actually be making a not too bad amount of money a day for just tweeting stupid stuff, right? I mean, you could be making somewhere around a few $100s a month. And I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but when you have a lot of different types of revenue, like YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, whatever, all of this type of stuff will add up. But honestly, 1 million impressions a day for like the bigger Twitter accounts is not that much. Let's ramp it up to 10 million. If you're getting 10 million impressions a day, which again, isn't that hard to do if you're willing to, say whatever you want on Twitter, you are actually looking around the realm of about 2.5K a month. That is quite a lot of money, especially, like I said, for just sitting on your ass and tweeting. And this is with I guess the standard RPM. So your RPM could be lower or higher depending on what type of creator you are on Twitter. And it actually gets to the point where if you keep getting more and more impressions, let's say you get 50 million impressions a day, which admittedly that would be extremely hard to do. But with standard RPM, you would be looking at somewhere around $12,000 a month. So you can literally be making bank and just be totally set in your life through tweeting, right? But I assume this was all calculated before Elon Musk is doing his whole creator revenue sharing increase. So this could actually be a lot higher depending on how much Elon Musk increases it. Now, in terms of YouTube, this is actually going to be a lot harder to calculate because it actually depends on how much RPM that you have. And that is vastly dependent on what type of content you create on YouTube. I would say pretty much the standard lowest RPM you can have. So again, revenue per 1,000 views is going to be about $1. So for example, for most people out there, if they don't have that type of channel history, you could be looking somewhere in the realm of $1 per 1,000 views. So basically 10,000 views on a video is $10, 100,000 is $100, and so on and so forth. It also depends on the amount of ads you have on your video, how long your video is, how much watch time, and so forth. But for me, my standard is about $2.50. So for example, I made this video called He Exposed Honey, Now He's in Trouble. If we go ahead and look at this video got about 170,000 views right now, and I was able to earn about $400 off the video. If we go ahead and look at the length of the video is about 9 minutes long. So you can calculate ad revenue through someone's RPM and through how long their video is and how many views they got. Also, I'm not that type of guy to just shove 1 million ads into my videos. I leave everything on the default settings. So I just let YouTube do their thing. And as you can see, this video over here has only 1 ad. And most of my videos only have 1 ad. Like I said, I just let YouTube do their thing. I'm not in the business of putting 17 ads in my videos. I find that annoying as a viewer. So I'm sure viewers would find that annoying when watching my content as well. And also remember that I'm not talented or special or skilled in any sort of way. I'm actually very lucky to be in the position that I am. I'm not deserving of the views that I have. And I say that to say that a lot of you guys watching this video right now have the potential to earn way more than I do because you guys are probably actually talented and you can make better content than me. But still though, 170K views at $400, that's nothing to really scoff at. So I am appreciative of that. And that's about how the revenue sharing works on YouTube. Like I said, this is vastly different and going to depend on the type of content that you create, how many ads you put on your videos, how long your videos are. It's a lot harder to calculate on YouTube than it would be on a website like Twitter. So that's kind of the side-by-side comparison right now. So we have to see how much Elon Musk will actually increase revenue by on Twitter. But Twitter is actually diversifying itself quite a lot. You can actually live stream on Twitter. I've seen people do full gaming live streams on Twitter. I assume they're obviously running ads on those videos as well. And obviously you can get those impressions racked up as well from people just scrolling past the live stream and stuff. So it gets to the point where Twitter is actually seeming like they're going to actually try to go to battle with YouTube. And because they're not a small company like a lot of these other startup companies that are trying to compete with YouTube, they actually have the funding, ad revenue, and just overall impressions to be able to maybe even compete with YouTube one day. So I'm always going to be team YouTube at the end of the day, but I do love the fact that there might be some websites trying to put pressure on YouTube because obviously then that'll urge YouTube to actually listen to the community for once and do a lot better. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on the situation in the comments. It seems like Twitter's going to be trying to compete with YouTube. Please leave a like in the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more. See ya.